Hey there, angry faithful. I just wanted to drop in, bend your ear a little bit, get your attention. So if you're not listening, drop what you're doing and pay attention to me because I'm here to inform you that not only can you get your daily, maybe if you're binging it, I'm not sure, that's entirely up to you, but you can multiply your doses of angry me fuckery by paying attention to all of the platforms upon which you can find either the dulcet tones of my voice and David's voice, or my pretty face and David's not so pretty face. Anyways, digressing, we not only on we are on YouTube, we are on Spotify, we're on Rumble, we're on Google, Apple Podcast. We have a TikTok page. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and of course Facebook. So if you find yourself fuckery deprived, curl up with a nice hot mug of shut the fuck up and just listen. Open those ear holes and be prepared to be cream pied like it's the first time. Thanks for listening.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Today on Nerd Sports, we're going to talk about the interesting sport of ostrich racing down in New Zealand.
Yeah, ostrich racing. Well, that would be like camel racing in the in Dubai, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. They just get up on the ostriches and they just do like I guess there's like 100 meters. That's about it. Maybe a little bit longer. Those things go fast. I think they go like 45 to 50 miles per hour. Pretty fast.
Something like that.
They're assholes. But anyways, you went to Rangers game this weekend.
Yeah, I went to the Red Sox games.
Red Sox
games this weekend. Yeah, I don't go to fucking root for the Rangers. I go to root for the Red Sox. Now, Saturday night was cool, man, because I took Mindy, my fiance, to her first Red Sox game.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got a hotel. We stayed at Texas Live. The Texas Live by Lowe's, that hotel that's damn near attached to the ballpark.
Yeah.
That's a nice hotel, man. You're gonna pay out the nose for it, but that's a nice hotel. They valet park your car.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man.
You're getting fancy on me.
I'm just saying, dude, it's bougie, on a date night. We're talking Applebee's.
Just toss the keys.
Guys, they gave you a little tag, and that you keep the tag, the little ticket in your wallet or whatever, and and I'm like, man, what the hell? Yeah. I mean, the comforter was a goose down comforter. The pillows were goose down pillows. I'm just like, down. You know what, man?
They're too soft for me.
But they were I think they were overstuffed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, there was some firmness to them, right? And when we opened up the curtains, we could look down into the beer garden.
Ooh, nice.
For Texas Live, right? I mean, Texas Live is kind of a cool little deal, man. There's like several different restaurants and bars that are kind of just strung together, and it's kind of cool, man.
Oh, before I forget, I've been meaning to tell you this as soon as I realized it last week when you're going to the Ranger games.
Mm-hmm.
I think I get like a 20% discount for my job on Ranger games.
Yeah.
But I don't really know. They used to do it. They used to do it for like $6 and everything, but I had to recheck that out.
Yeah, so we went to the game on Saturday. We caught batting practice, and then we got some concessions and stuff. Went to our seats. Now I got seats in the upper level, right, the 300 level. because I mean, those are pretty decent seats. You can see a lot of everything going on, but after the fourth inning or so, you can kind of move down to the lower levels, not the bottom level, not the first level, but like the lower concourse.
Hmm.
You can move down as long as the seats aren't occupied, like the people have gotten up and left, kind of a thing. I mean, you can kind of just mosey in there. So we started making our way down, and I forget how we had managed to end up doing it, but we found seats behind home plate.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you pull
So,
out? Did they not have that many?
well, I mean, people were just getting up and leaving because, I mean, at that point, it was like, I think it was like 10-3. I mean, the Rangers were getting their asses handed to them.
Oh, okay.
Right. So, I mean, a bunch of Rangers fans were getting all butt hurt and fucking getting up and leaving. Um, but you just act like you're supposed to be there. I mean, like, if you know
Yeah,
how you
yeah,
act
yeah.
like you
Like
know
you
what
own
you're
the
doing.
place.
Yeah. I mean, act like you've been there before or act like you're supposed to be there. And people generally tend to leave you alone. Anyway, so we found these seats next to these Red Sox fans, right? Well, the section behind home plate was predominantly Red Sox fans, right? Because Red Sox Nation travels rather well. And the guy that we were sitting next to, he was sitting next to a woman and then another couple with their kids, right? When we're standing there waiting for these seats to open up, well, I mean, the couple that were sitting in the seats that we wanted to sit in, they got up and left finally. And we were just waiting
Hmm.
to see if they would come back. We gave them about 15 minutes, and I was like, fuck it, they're not coming back. And then even if they do, we can just get up and move, right? No big deal. So
Yeah.
the the Boston fan from Boston, he was from the New England area, right? I mean, this dude was a trip. I fucking love Red Sox fans, right? Because especially the ones actually from New England, because he was like, I'm so fucking tired. Every time the Sox have won something, I've been deployed. He said 2018 when we beat the Dodgers, I'm in Iraq on a video conference call with some generals and a couple of colonels. He's sitting there. He's like, "Excuse me, sir, general. If you'll give me just a few moments, I've got something I need to look into." And he said, "I looked over at this other monitor." He said, and then finally, when Chris Sale struck that motherfucker out, talking about Manny Machado,
Hmm.
he struck that motherfucker out. I finally turned and looked at the monitor and I said, "Gentlemen, thank you for being patient. But I just need to inform you that the Boston Red Sox have just won the 2018 World Series. Thank you for your patience. Now, what can I do for you?" You know, I'm just sitting there going, wow. He buys a beer for this random ass stranger that he's sitting next to because he's like, "Look, I'm not fucking drinking alone. Here," gives the guy a beer and then says cheers, and fucking tips it up.
Hmm.
But it was great because um so after the game was over, actually, because my ex-wife was there with my kids and they were sitting in a different part of the stadium. So me and Colin are sitting there texting each other during the game. And so we're like, we could see where each other are at from across the ballpark, and so they moved to a different section. Um, we met up with them out front of Texas Live after the game was over. Cause I mean, there was our entrance to the ballpark. So we left
Yeah.
there because I mean, we were going to go to the hotel anyway. So, um, but yeah, so I mean, we met and talked to the kids for a few minutes and then they got on the road and, we went up to our room, dropped off our stuff. Then we went back into Texas Live just to kind of, we weren't ready to go to bed yet. So we went back downstairs to Texas Live just to kind of intermingle. And when we go back down into the main part of Texas Live, they've got like this huge 100-inch screen TV on the wall, right?
Hmm.
And lo and behold, it's the guy from the section where we moved to, right? He's like, "These two fucking fucks right fucking here," He's talking about us, and he hugs us, and he's like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" And we're sitting there talking. He's dancing, grabbing women, picking them up, and swirling them around. And then everybody's kind of just into it. And the Bruins had lost their game 7 to the Carolina Hurricanes earlier in the night, or earlier in the day, rather. So, I'm a Bruins guy, right? So, a bunch of us Bruins / Red Sox fans, we were kind of like bittersweet, we're like, fucking the Bees lost for us, I was like, what the fuck? But the Red Sox just beat the shit out of the fucking Rangers, we're just like, okay, cool. So JD Martinez and Rafael Devers both hit a home run that night. And so I was like, all right, cool. But he was like, what do you know what, fucking come here. So he takes me and Nindy, takes us over to the bar, and he's like, what are you fucking drinking? I looked at him and I was just being a smartass. I was like, tequila. And he gives me this, like, the fuck? You don't look like you don't drink beer, And so Minnie's like, just Dos Equis. And I was like, yeah, just make it 2. So he takes a 50 out of his wallet and he's like motioning for the bartender. He's like, bartender, come here. Yeah, you come here. I require your services. And he puts the 50 down on the bar, right? So he pours the drinks and he hands the bartender the 50 and he goes, just keep it. I pay very well. And so we were tired at this point, so we decided that it was time for us to go ahead and turn in. And because she needed to get on the road. We both needed to get on the road the next day. She was obviously going back home to Houston, and I had to drive back up here. But he gives her a hug, and he hugs me, and he's like, bring it in, dude, so. And he looks at her, and he goes, you make sure you take care of this guy because nobody else is going to fucking do it. and the beautiful part about it was that we've never met this guy before in our lives.
It's strange how things like that work out.
Well, sometimes. I mean, especially with Red Sox fans, because like we can sit there and just like, okay, so we see that we're wearing the same gear and we obviously experience the same heartaches and griefs. So we're going to identify him as like, it's like an instant bond. But I mean, it was great, Okay, so I'm going to make a request of our angry faithful. I saw something at the game that I want dearly. We need to start. We need to start a Venmo drive for this item.
Did you find? And no. Not even what do you find. How much?
Wait. There is a story. Okay. In Globe Life Field, there's a section there on the lower concourse level. It's called Rangers Authentics, right? It's all autographed items. They're all authenticated and everything. They've got a picture of Carlton Fisk during the 76 World Series when he's waving the ball fair during Game 6,
Yeah.
It's a $300 autographed picture. And I'm like, all right, well, that's cool. I'm like, that's actually pretty fucking wild, right? Then I went over there just to look at the bats, just to see who kind of, what kind of bullshit, they got going on there. Then I saw it. And I absolutely went apeshit. They have for sale an autographed bat signed by none other than the Splendid Splinter, Teddy Ballgame, otherwise known as Ted Williams.
Okay, that means nothing to me, but
arguably, okay.
I love how I get you in these situations. Like, you don't know this? Why? I'm like, I'm not into baseball, man. Stop hurting me.
Okay.
Stop shaking me.
Okay. Now, I have a disdain for the fact that I was born in San Diego, California, because it was no fault of my own, because my dad was in the Navy, right? Mm-hmm. This is a widely known thing. But I share a commonality with Ted Williams is that we were both born in San Diego. Okay. He was born August 30th of 1918. He is arguably the best hitter to have ever laced up a pair of spikes and picked up a bat. He played from 1939 to 1960. He took off 2 times. He put his career on hold twice to serve as a fighter pilot for the Marine Corps, once during World War II and once during Korea. Now, he's the only hitter to ever hit for over 400 for a season. So to put that into perspective, you figure you go up to bat 10 times, and he got a hit 4 out of 10 times. And you're like, well, that's not very good. He was also the guy that coined the phrase, baseball is a sport that's designed to make you fail. You can go up to bat 10 times, strike out 7 of those 10 times, and still have a batting average high enough to consider you eligible for the Hall of Fame. Okay. He is a 2-time Triple Crown winner. Now, to earn the Triple Crown in baseball, you need to lead the league or lead the majors in batting average, home runs, and RBIs. That's runs batted in, by the way, for those of you keeping score at home. Okay. He was a 2-time MVP, American League MVP, 6-time American League batting champion. Like I said, he was a 2-time Triple Crown winner. He finished his career batting .344 a lifetime. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he could have finished with a much higher batting average, but they started to institute things like the shift on him, where they would shift the infield over because he was left-handed.
Yeah.
Right. So he batted left, but he threw right. So he was kind of like ambidextrous a little bit. But they didn't make left-handed gloves back then so much.
Yeah.
Anyways, so let's see what else. So considering the fact that he took off time from his career twice to serve our country, he still finished with 521 career home runs. His last major league at bat before he retired as a player was a home run. He was a slugger in every sense of the word.
Well, even in he did like 39 combat missions too. I'm trying to see if he actually got a ace.
I don't know if he got an ace or not.
I'm not seeing that. And he got a Purple Heart, Bronze Stars, Battlefield Promotion, Presidential Citation, and he isn't in the Hall of Fame. This is a badass.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so there's this bat with his authenticated autograph on the barrel. I lose my shit. I'm like, oh my, because dude, there's a thin piece of plexiglass separating me from the autographed bat of the greatest hitter to ever play the game. And to boot, he did it as a member of the Boston Red Sox. I am an absolute near nirvana at this point. The only thing I needed to do was to be able to find the $1,850 to pay for this bat.
How much?
$1,850.
Oh, okay. I thought you said
$1,850 for this bat.
That's not much.
Considering the fact that he's dead, he died in 2002.
How is it so low for the best healer in all times?
I don't know if it's because it's a Louisville Slugger.
Yeah.
That he signed. I think it was actually like a bat from the 53 season. I don't know if it's a game used bat. It's definitely not a game used bat, but like, this is just a bat that they stuck in front of him and he autographed it. They authenticated it right there on the spot. I mean, they sign these autographs kind of like en masse, right?
Yeah.
And then they get distributed because he gets paid for every autograph.
Yeah.
So he just said, "All right, give me that."
It's how they used to make their
give me,
money.
after,
money.
exactly, especially after their careers. So he's like, "All right, bring this, bring this fucking crate of bats over, and I'll sign them, or bring this box of balls over and sign them." I need this bat. I do. No, I'm legitimate. I need this bat because this bat will be handled only wearing white gloves, just like these. And if I catch anybody sniffing that bat, getting close enough to that bat to where I feel as though it is a danger to the bat, I'll have a cheap $30 bat that I'll pick up from Academy to use as a security deterrent. I will beat somebody with a cheap bat to protect the $1,800 bat.
That's
to me
ridiculous.
Okay, so to me, as a Red Sox fan, as a baseball fan, but mostly as a Red Sox fan, that to me, that is part of the Holy Trinity, right? I mean, Ted Williams, Carl Yastrzemski, and maybe I'll go ahead and throw David Ortiz in there. Now, I know I'm going to catch a lot of shit from a lot of Red Sox fans because they're going to be like, well, what about Johnny Pesky? What about Bobby Doerr? And I completely understand that. Okay. But as far as like the most feared hitters in team history to this point, Ted Williams, Carl Yastrzemski, David Ortiz, right? Now, they did have a David Ortiz autographed baseball for like $400. So, but I'm just like, so I'm going to issue a call to arms, so to speak, for angry nation, for our angry faithful nation here. I will have David. I will send him my Venmo code. let's build up $1,850. Let's just call it $1,900, just so that I could have them, because I'm going to have to buy a cheap game ticket just to get back into the fucking ballpark to buy this bat. But I'm when this bat gets purchased, like, I'll take you to a game just so that way we can record an episode of me purchasing this bat. We won't even stay for the fucking game. I mean, we'll set it to like the Mission Impossible soundtrack music, where we it's like,
you know what? If we ask these people that we're actually going to buy this bat, I wonder if we could do like a scene to where we're trying to steal the bat.
No, because if I buy this bat, because I have faith in our angry faithful. When I buy this bat, I will ask for security to escort me out of the ballpark. Dude, it is Ted Williams. Like, I'm sitting here.
I'm not laughing
okay. So
at
I show
Minnie
that.
No, I'm laughing at the cuteness of it, because if anybody actually sees you and everything, you seem like you're this hard ass and everything like that. But once you get to know you and everything like that, someone could come up to me and it's like, oh, Johnny's so tough. I was like, motherfucker, you just give him something that he just adores, he'll let you fucking murder a cat in front of him. He won't give a shit.
No, dude. I mean, Ted Williams was a 19-time All-Star. I mean, come on. I mean, seriously?
I was just, grazing over his stuff. I don't know why he's not like in a Hall of Fame.
He is in the Hall of Fame.
Why did this thing that I pulled up said he wasn't in the Hall of Fame?
He was selected for the Major League Baseball all-time team and the all-century team. He was presented with the Presidential Medal of Freedom by HW. Bush. Bush won.
Mm-hmm.
He's. I mean, he loved to fish during the off season. He's inducted into a fishing Hall of Fame, for crying out loud. He is in the Hall of Fame. All right. When Mindy and I went to Fenway in November, I got to see his Silver Slugger Awards.
Well, this is in like 2007. No, the article I got, it's so strange. It's like, why MLB's most famous combat death isn't in the Hall of Fame?
Well, it's because he's not a combat death. He didn't die in combat.
Probably looking at
He came home twice. Both times that he took off from his career to serve, he came home. So
I hate the internet sometimes.
Well, I mean, okay. So when I see this bat,
I
and
seriously hate this.
Like, legitimately, I'm a little kid, right? I go into little kid mode, and I'm excited about the existence of this bat. There is a thin sheet of plexiglass separating me from this, like, the holy grail, for me at least, of baseball autographs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's this couple there that they were, I think the guy was a Red Sox fan, and I think his woman had like a Rangers t-shirt on. And I just go off. Like, the dude didn't fully grasp the concept of Ted Williams, right? Given the fact that he is himself wearing a Red Sox jersey. And I'm going off, and Mindy is just sitting back in just pure amazement. Like, she is watching me in my element, and she is eating it up. Right? I'm sitting there going, I'm going off. I'm like, this is Teddy Ball Game. This is the Splendid Splinter. This is Ted freaking Williams. This is his autograph. He touched this bat. I'm sitting there going, oh my God, I need this bat. This bat will help define my existence. Yes, I went there. Yes, I said that. And I will stand by it. I mean,
well, this is like the same thing about me getting a photo with Stan Lee.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got to meet Stan Lee. I would have loved to have met Ted Williams and just kind of chewed his ear a little bit, just to kind of pick his brain about the ins and outs of hitting. He was half Hispanic. Nobody knew that. His mother was Hispanic. His dad was white, since the surname Williams, right?
Yeah.
His uncle on his mom's side used to play in the Mexican leagues. When he went to go visit his uncle, who lived in California during the off season, he's like, go pick up a bat. I'm going to teach you how to hit a fastball. And when he figured out how to hit a fastball, his uncle's pumping 90-mile-an-hour fastballs at him in the fucking driveway. And Ted Williams, little 12, 13-year-old Ted Williams, is out there hitting these things, right? And got great at it. And his uncle pulled him aside and says, don't ever tell anybody about your disability. Talking about the Hispanic half.
Yeah.
And so everybody wants to talk about how Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier. Not to take any away from Jackie Robinson. Love Jackie Robinson. He did a lot for the game. Okay. Ted Williams is actually the first biracial / non-white player. I mean, he's white. He's Caucasian with Hispanic roots, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Ted Williams was part Hispanic. Fun fact. But, and yeah, so, and to be specific, his induction date for the Baseball Hall of Fame, July 15th, 1966. So I'm just putting that out there. So again, call to arms, Angry Faithful, gather your friends, your family, gather the resources. Let's make this a dream come true for yours truly. I beg you. If anything else, the Angry Faithful can pull together and it could be considered a wedding present. How about that?
There you go.
See? And I know I'm not going to be able to play that card forever. And it's not that I'm trying to play that card. It's just the fact that I'm like, I really want this fucking autograph in my life. I need it on this bat. Because when I set up my studio down in Houston, that bat will be prominently displayed somewhere above my head on the back wall. Okay, so that way everybody else can enjoy it as well. And I will showcase it. All right, so it's 9 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call Colin. He's going to do his weekly installment of Joke Time. He's got 2 jokes for us tonight. Okay.
Oh, I got one real quick. What do you call a lesbian with braces?
Wait. It's got to do something like a hair stopper.
Box cutter.
Box cutter. Nice. Nice. Okay. All right. What up, dude?
Hi.
All right. Give me just a second. Let me play your little intro music here. So I got to remember which button it is. I think I remember. Okay. So this week's installment of Joke Time with Colin is brought to you by, well, me. All right, buddy. All right. So you've got 2 jokes for us this week?
Yeah, the 2-for-1 special.
Okay. All right.
Why are men like cars? Because they pull out before they check to see if anyone else is coming.
Wait, hold on. They check to see if anybody else is coming before
No,
they
no.
pull out?
No, why are men like cars?
Oh, why
Because
are
they
men
pull
like
out-
cars? Okay.
Because they pull out before they check to see if anyone else is coming.
Okay. All right. So all right. That one. The second one's gonna have to deliver on us, man. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, well then I'm gonna have to do the better second joke. Okay.
Yeah.
Nick has a sad life. His hair is a mess. His family is nuts. His next door neighbor is an asshole. His best friend is a pussy, and his owner feeds him habitually.
Bro. Seriously? No. Oh, tell me you've got a third one, man.
Why?
Come on. Oh, come on, man.
Okay. What did one butt cheek say to the other?
What?
Together, we stop this shit.
Okay. All right. See, the third time was the charm. Okay. Ah. Okay. So, dude, I have such a hard time with the fact that you are 13 and you're talking like that right now. That's just me being a dad.
Yeah.
Putting your fingers up. Look, I was just reading the joke.
I know. Okay. All right. So, right, left butt cheek told the lie, right butt cheek. Together we stop this shit. Okay. All right. You know, sometimes though they can't get their act together, and something always squeaks out.
Yeah.
But yes, life as a penis is hard because its neighbors are nuts. Or his two best friends are nuts. His neighbor is an asshole. And his owner usually beats him regularly. Just kind of putting that out there. Okay. Hey, Colin. Oh, he's paused the screen. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. All right. So you either have your last game or your second to last game this Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Bings is that this is the sports show. I'm going to have to brag on him for just a second because it was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So Colin, he turns on a pitch and fouls it off. Like it lands foul barely by like a few inches, right? Down the left field line. And then the pitcher throws another pitch, and then I think it was the next pitch. Colin absolutely, it looked like he didn't put a whole lot of swing into it. It looks like he kind of flicked the bat at it.
Mhm.
But he launched this ball, and it landed like 4 or 5 feet short of going over the fence.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he had a 2-run double last week. So yeah, it was a pretty proud moment for him. So he because I promised Colin like at the beginning of the season that if he hit a legitimate over the fence home run, I would pay him $100.
Mm-hmm.
And because he got so close and it was a 2-run double, I said, all right, I'll go ahead and give him 50. And I just when I upped it and just gave it to him like for 60, right? So Colin, very proud of him, and in true kid fashion, saved his money, and I'm going to take him at some point either this week or this weekend to get him his very own Nintendo OLED Switch that he
Nice.
is buying, right? So bragging on him for a little bit. But all right, bud, I'm going to let you get back to whatever it is you need to do, and I'll see you guys on Thursday.
Okay.
All right, love you, bud.
Who are you?
Later.
Oh, did you finally watch Doctor Strange?
No, not yet. Shut up.
Fucker.
Dude, I
I have so much nerd stuff right now because of this movie.
I've already seen spoilers, but I don't want to talk about them because I haven't seen the movie yet. All right, so chill. Okay?
Okay.
The only reason why I haven't gone to see it yet is because every time I've had an opportunity to take the boys to go see it,
Work
he's had a
kinda
ball
got
game.
fucked up. Oh, I thought work got like fucked over.
Well, yeah, that too. But my last day with the company is May 27th.
Oh, you're calling it that short? I would too.
Yeah. No, I'm cutting it short because I'm like, yeah, no, I'm just kind of done, dude. And it's not to be.
That's next week, isn't it?
Yeah, that's next Friday. Not this coming Friday, but next Friday.
Yeah.
All right, so let's launch into some sports here. Yeah, we talked about baseball. Yeah, okay, fine. So that following day, that Sunday, right after Mindy and I went to the Red Sox game,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't ready to drive back up here yet because just kind of be in the car after such an amazing weekend. I just didn't want to be in the car by myself, right, for 2 hours where I was just going to get all up in my feelings because I miss my girl. I do.
Yeah.
So she bought me a ticket for Sunday's game. So I went to the game 2 days in a row. Of course, the bullpen shit the bed the second, for the finale. We couldn't nail down the sweep, and Ryan Brazier, our hometown kid here, took the loss in that game because he gave up 2 home runs, and I'm just like, ugh. You're listening to all these Red Sox fans bitch and complain about Ryan Brazier. They're like, what the fuck is this guy? It was like Wichita Falls. Do they fuck each other's cousins up there or something? I was like, well, I'm from Wichita Falls and I don't fuck my cousin. And they're like, oh, you're from Wichita Falls? How do you explain that shit? And I'm like, fuck, I don't know, man. Send him to AAA. Get him some fucking rehab. I don't know. Just don't fucking lump me in with that. You know, I mean, like, the whole fucking bullpen's a dumpster fire. Leave me the fuck out of it. You know, and they're like, yeah, you know what, man, you know, you're right. I mean, it's not like you've got any fucking talent. And I'm like, look, I used to be able to throw fucking 90 and I'm left-handed. So maybe I can apply for a position in the bullpen like fucking mid-season. I don't know. But how fucking crazy would that be? But anyway, so after the game was over on Sunday, I went back into Texas Live before I went to go get my car. And the Celtics were playing the Milwaukee Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
The defending NBA champions in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, right? So I'm standing around a bunch of Celtics fans because I mean I like the Celtics. I mean I like the Mavericks, but I like the Celtics too. So I'm standing around a bunch of Boston Red Sox fans, Patriots fans, Bruins. I mean just a New England sports hub kind of a thing, right? And I mean we're sitting there watching the last of the fourth quarter of this Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
And this one lowly, poor wretched soul was wearing a Milwaukee Bucks jersey, and he got swarmed. Like you see those videos of the Marine drill instructors swarming up on these boots, like you know.
Yeah.
It was like that, but it was like a very playful banter, kind of like a New England, hey, I'm going to talk shit to you in your face, and until you get to the point where you want to fight. And I don't want to fight, but if you want to fight, I'll fight you, kind of a thing, right? You know, but yeah, so the Celtics ended up beating the defending NBA champs. So there's going to be a new NBA champ this year. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know, so I'm pulling for the Celtics for the Eastern Conference title. And then last night, the Dallas Mavericks and the Phoenix Suns played their Game 7 of their Western Conference semifinal. So they were playing for a chance to go to see who plays Golden State for the Western Conference title to, you know, move on to the NBA Finals. And you remember how that one sports writer said that the Suns in 7, and I just said that's lazy writing.
Yeah.
And I told you I liked the Mavericks in that series.
Yeah.
Right. Not only did Dallas go into Phoenix and beat the Suns on their home court, they beat the fucking brakes off of these boys.
Really?
It was like a 30-point spread.
Fucking hell.
I mean, when the game was being shown on TV last night, they were showing the Suns fans in the stands, and they were just like in a state of shock. I mean, there's half of them hanging around with their like jaws just on the floor. And then they showed what seemed to be like the same 7 Mavericks fans just beside themselves, getting after it, you know. But
it's like that moment where like the team that everybody's, oh yeah, our team's gonna win, and they have like the big boys come in and just wipe them clean.
Yeah, but it's like Dallas was the 4th seed and Phoenix was the number 2 seed.
Yeah.
And it actually might have been the other way around. I think no, not the other way around. I know Dallas was the 4th seed because they're still the 4th seed. I think Phoenix was the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, and they knocked and the Mavericks knocked them off. So I mean, it was an upset all the way. So I think Vegas actually lost their ass on that series, and somebody who was betting on the Mavericks cleaned up pretty nicely last night. I mean, it was to the point where it was such a beatdown in such a shocking fashion that they were even talking about that game on the Raw Dog Comedy Channel on Sirius XM this morning on my way into work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm sitting there going, "Oh, damn!" You know? I mean, the Suns got the brakes beat off of them. I mean, I'm just like. So I mean, it's been some pretty decent quality basketball for the postseason so far. You know, and if Dallas ends up facing Boston for the NBA championship, I really don't know who to root for because I like both teams. I mean, you want to see Dallas get it because they're local and they've only got one, and then you've got Boston. They've won multiple, I think, in fact, the most in NBA history. But you just, something positive needs to happen for the city right now because the Red Sox are just fucking stinking up the joint. I mean, like tonight, they're getting their fucking ass handed to them by the Astros. But I mean, we beat the Astros last night in the home, in the opener for that series. But then the bullpen's doing what the bullpen's doing, and
Well,
yeah,
what I've noticed with the baseball stuff and everything like that, you can't count one team out until like the late in the season.
yeah. I mean, because we've got
They got a
trade
lot
deadline.
of games. It's
I
almost
mean,
like
yeah.
hockey.
It's a
Hockey-
6-month season.
Yeah, hockey.
Yeah, so I
is
mean, I'm
just-
not terribly worried. I'm not hitting the panic button right now. I'm not jumping ship. I'll never jump ship.
And you
that
still
was
have
one
the,
thing.
like the draft in August.
Well, no, we've got the
Or
trade
the
deadline
trade-
coming up.
Yeah, the trade deadline
So-
coming up.
Hayden Bloom better pull his head out of his collective ass and do something. And and that brings up something else that I forgot about. I'm sitting there at the game on Sunday, and we're watching our team fucking struggle. Like the struggle bus was in gear, and it was doing donuts in the outfield, right?
Mhm.
I got to thinking about it. I'm like, here's a hot take, and it's not going to be a popular one. And like the Red Sox fans that were sitting around me, they were like, all right, well, we're listening. I said, we take Xander Bogaerts, our shortstop, and Bobby Dahlbach, who was our first baseman, trade them to St. Louis for Paul Goldschmidt. And they're like, well, Paul Goldschmidt's a first baseman. Why would we trade our shortstop? I said, let me finish. We've already got two pieces in place. We've already got two pieces on the roster. All we need to do is move them. And they're like, what are you talking about? I said, Christian Arroyo, we've got him playing outfield this year, platooning that right field with Jackie Bradley Jr. Let's knock that shit off. Bring Christian Arroyo in, put him at second base, because he played second base for us last year, and he was amazing at it, right? Trevor Story is a natural shortstop. He played shortstop his entire career when he played for Colorado. When we signed him, we asked him to change positions, move over to second. So we moved Trevor Story to his natural position at short. That fills up our shortstop problem. Christian Arroyo moves in from the outfield, takes over second base full time. That plugs our second base. And we put Paul Goldschmidt at the now vacant first base position. And he is not only a perennial Gold Glover, but this dude has got a bat that is absolutely on fire. And he's consistent. And you know what? Yeah, so what? It's a situation where it could be considered something of a rental, right? Like we're just kind of renting him for the remainder of the season with no intentions or ill-conceived notions that we can re-sign him to stay permanently. Now, if we were able to pull that off, great, awesome. So, I'm like, all right. And they were like, well, why would you want to trade Xander? I'm like he's already declined the qualifying offer from the team before the season started, right? Because whenever teams and players were allowed to start talking to each other after they ratified the CBA, one of the first stories that we see coming out of the Red Sox camp is that Xander Bogaerts declined the team's qualifying offer to avoid having him either go to arbitration or free agency. And he flat out said, I'm just going to opt out and I'm going to try the free agency market and see what I'm worth. He's pretty much established that he does not want to be in Boston anymore. Otherwise, he'd have said, hey, look, you know what? I'm going to give you guys the hometown discount. Let's work out a contract deal, build a team around me kind of a thing, pull a real Tom Brady move, right? Which would have been great. But he didn't. And I can't say that I blame him to a degree because, your career only is going to last for so long. You want to make as much money as you can based on your talent. Now, I'm not saying that his talent is declining, but he is not consistent this year. He's just not. And I mean, I know you're going to be like, well, how can you say that? You know, how can you kind of go and just like want to get rid of a guy just because he's not consistent for 1 year? Well, it's not just that. It's just the fact that we are trying to avoid having to hit that luxury tax cap to where we got to start paying other teams penalty money for going over the penalty, over the luxury tax. And the luxury tax in baseball is almost like a salary cap in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and plus you can price your fans out of the stadium by bringing in all these $300 million contracts in. We don't need that. We just don't. We really don't. If if a guy wants to make like 30 something $million a year, sign him to a shorter term deal. Where it's like, 4 years at $31 million a year for 4 years. We'll just say that. So I mean, that's still 120,000 or $120 million, roughly, give or take. And and then you can front load it, or you can back end the contract with like performance bonuses or signing incentives, things of that nature, to where that money doesn't necessarily equate towards your payroll, but that player's still getting compensated for being there, so to speak.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ins and outs and tricks and tips that you can use to manipulate where your team falls in on the luxury tax. But I don't want to say that Hayne Bloom, who is the general manager for Boston, isn't committed to winning. I just he went all in trying to sign Trevor Story, and Trevor Story, to this point, he's only got we only have 2 home runs out of him, and we're like 30, almost 30, well, just a little over 30 games, almost 40 games into the season. It's like, where's this money that we spent on this guy that was supposed to be like this big badass? I think part of it is the Colorado hangover. I mean, he's playing at altitude his entire career. The air is thinner up there, so the ball is going to carry. So yes, his numbers are going to be bigger and better up there. But then he comes to New England, where the air is heavier, it's thicker. You got that sort of, not necessarily marine layer, but there's a lot of salt in the air, kind of a thing. But it's just the air is different now. On the summer day, the ball's going to fly out of Fenway anyway. It doesn't matter. But I personally witnessed this weekend 2 different errors by Trevor Story. I'm like, really? You mean, come on. You're a gold.
What were their errors?
He was out of position. Had a ball clink off his glove. Made a bad throw.
See, I don't say that. What was the movie? I think it was Major League. Like the guy the guy wanted to be a free agent and everything like that, but and it just goes to show that whenever a person wants to be a free agent and everything, they end up being crappy for the team that they're with. They don't show out how well they can actually be for the next team that wants to pick them up.
And see, that's counterproductive to the logic. Okay. So on a contract year, usually you'll see a guy show off. Like he will put up some video game numbers.
Yeah.
To make his contract, his negotiating chips bigger. To get that bigger contract. And there's a lot of guys, man, like Matt Barnes. He's our sort of closer. He's a reliever from the bullpen. Ryan Brazier, the same thing. Gets a big contract, gets re-signed. Then all of a sudden, it's like they forget how good they used to be. Their consistency just kind of disappears and drops off the table.
Yeah.
But, so I'm just kind of like, if as a player, you kind of go into your contract year with the mindset of I need to ball out of my backside to get a better deal. Well, why weren't you doing that to begin with? I'm not paying you for 1 year's worth of work. I'm paying you for what I've seen over a number of years. How consistent can you be? Because, and I say this like I've played, but anybody can have a great year. Anybody, there are sometimes, there are days, there's just people that have a year where the baseball looks like a beach ball and they can hit everything. And then you got other years where it looks like a golf ball, and then everybody figures out that you got a hole in your swing. But the fact of it is that I've never been a big fan of it's a contract year, so they're gonna perform exceptionally well in their contract year. I've never been a big fan of that. It's like telling a driver, like a race car driver, okay, now we've got like 10 and 15 laps to go. It's time to get up on the wheel. It's like, where's your driver been the rest of the race? If I've got to tell my driver to get up on the wheel, he doesn't need to be in that car.
Yeah.
Because he should be out there getting up on that wheel from the green flag on forward. Same thing with a ball player. It's like it's contract year, so I'm going to start hitting the ball a little bit better, and I'm going to raise my batting average 30 points. It's like, well, why didn't you do this last year?
Or just the basic consistency of year by year.
Yeah, the consistency. Yeah, it's like
I'm constant a badass.
Yeah, instead of like, okay, well, I mailed it in this year, or I mailed it in that year. Now, I can excuse things like injury. That's fine. And there's going to be natural ebbs and flows to the sport. However, it doesn't make for it's not a good look, basically, is what I'm going for here. It's just not. It's not a good look at all. And I don't know. For whatever reason, front offices and whatever, it doesn't matter what sport, front offices, general managers, presidents, things like that, they don't look at the broader picture. They don't look at the larger sample. They look at what he accomplished last year.
Yeah. But that's always the case with with almost every business. You're only as good as what you did last year.
Yeah, you're only as good as your last start. Yeah. So, and
there's not much room.
It's like tonight, Nathan
Eovaldi.
Yeah, it's like tonight. Nathan Eovaldi started on the mound for the Red Sox, and he got absolutely shelled by the Astros.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean that Nathan Eovaldi sucks? No, it doesn't. Because if you look over the span of his career's work up to this point, he's been a consistent workhorse and has been for a long time.
Yeah.
And yes, he's going to have a bad start here. He's going to have a bad start there. But does that mean that he sucks? No. It just may mean that, for whatever reason, whenever he decided to show up for work today, he brought his gas can with him and he burned the whole place down. He could have just been having a bad night. I hate to see that it came at the expense of an Astros win, but
especially since it's the Astros.
Yeah. Now, if he starts pulling that shit when we're playing the Yankees, then I'll give him I'll give him a higher degree of grief. But
yeah,
I don't know, love them or hate them, man. The Astros they've built a core and they've built their farm system up, and they've got the right pieces in place as far as hitting coaches, pitching coaches, things of that nature. So they're going to be an annoying pain in the ass for a few years. But you know, I just
Stop that. That's contagious.
oh, I know, and I'm sorry, and I probably made everybody that's listening to us yawn. But you'll have to excuse me because I've been out in the heat every day for the last week and a half. You know, I mean, I got sick on Thursday because of the heat. I'm out in Vernon by myself. And like, you know, I was staying hydrated, and I knew I was hydrated because when I went to go throw up outside of this customer's house, it was nothing but clear liquid.
Ugh.
And those are the most painful ones, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you want some chunkage, but this was just pure water. And I'm just like, fuck. You know, I mean, there was some liquid IV mixed in there, I'm sure, but which, by the way, does not taste great coming back up.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
But let me see right now, the third quarter between Boston and Miami. They're playing in Miami, obviously. Third quarter's got 2:29 left in it, and Miami's up 82-74. So I mean, it's an 8-point lead right now. Like I said, I would love to see the Celtics pull this one off, man. I really would. Going to the Heat's house and just kind of make it a domination statement. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, as far as the Mavericks are concerned, I'm excited for them, mostly because of Luka Doncic, and Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd was on that roster that for the Mavericks that won their only NBA championship to this point. This is his first year as their coach.
Nice.
So, you know, first year as their coach, and he goes in there and he coaches his way to a trip to the conference finals. Well, not only the playoffs, but to the conference finals, to the Western Conference Finals, and potentially if he can get the team back to the NBA Finals, that's going to be just a scrappy ass little series. Now, if the Heat manage to beat the Celtics and take a trip to the finals, I'm definitely pulling for Dallas to go all the way. Versus the other way around, if it's Dallas and Boston, I really don't care who wins, because I like both teams. I mean, I've got a Larry Bird jersey and a freaking Luka jersey hanging in my closet. So, there's that. But, yeah, man, I think we've been at this for just about an hour now.
A little hour, yeah.
But, yeah, I know there's a lot of nerd stuff that I want to, that we need to get to. Top Gun Mavericks coming out on the 27th.
Yeah. We should go see that together.
Yeah, I think we should. The boys do go. The boys want to see it. I know for sure. But I need to get them to Doctor Strange first. For whatever reason, last night I decided that I was going to start watching The Rookie finally. So, that's a good show.
It is. It's just I don't know why. I couldn't finish it. I tried to.
I have a loyalty for Nathan Fillion, so
yeah, me too. That's the reason why I started watching in the first place. But I don't know why. Here lately, I'm like being really picky with my shows.
Yeah.
I mean, we got.
Did you see the trailer on Hulu for the new season of The Orville?
No.
Watch it right now. Pull it up. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
Or if you have Hulu, just go in there and you can find it in there. It's The Orville New Horizons is the name of the new season. Bro, the special effects budget is through the roof. I'll sit here and talk while you're watching that. Yeah, dude. Oh, it's so good. But no, if our angry faithful would be nice enough to provide me a wedding present in the form of enough capital to go purchase this Ted Williams autographed bat. It will be prominently displayed behind me in my new studio. So, you know, I mean, yes, sir. But anyway. My official last day in Wichita Falls is going to be June 20th.
Really?
Yeah. So
By the way, it does look really good.
doesn't it?
Yeah. I can't wait for it. I mean, I was so pissed off when they canceled it for a little bit because of I don't know any reasons. Because it's the reason why I don't fucking like Fox all that much.
Yeah, Fox, as far as like their television stuff,
they have good shows. It's
they're
like
great
Netflix
shows. So, let's remind everybody about the fact that it's Fox, who we can thank for canceling Firefly before they had a chance to finish their first season.
Yeah, because the dipshit didn't understand what was going on with the fucking show. But no, that's another
Can you
thing.
imagine if we'd have gotten a full season or maybe a second season?
Just a full season.
Just a full season. Oh, that would have been so good.
Fuck. There's probably a timeline or a multiverse that they got a full season. Those bastards. Lucky bastards.
Lucky bastards.
But no, Love, Death, Robot season 3 is about to drop. Hell, fucking The Boys is coming out.
The Boys, yeah, June 3rd.
Fuck,
right?
I can't wait for that
Yes.
one.
Oh, that's going to be so gnarly. I started watching The Awesomes on Hulu. It's an animated series by Seth Meyers.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily anti-hero stuff, but it's like your third string Avengers crew.
Mm.
Yeah, dude. So far, it's pretty funny. I'm thinking about renting and watching it this weekend is No Ordinary Family.
Oh,
I think it's on Hulu. No, HBO Max. Nobody.
Yeah, I've already watched it like several times
On HBO Max?
Yeah. It came out on
again,
HBO
dude.
Max
By the
like
time
3
I
months
get
ago.
back to the house after I fucking work all day, the last thing that I want to do is try to put on a movie that I have to pay attention to.
It's not that.
No, let me finish. I
Okay.
usually put on like how it's made or how the universe works, or something just for background noise like Futurama, right?
Yeah.
And until it's time to go to bed, and then I turn on my Thunderstorm videos because it's got a dark screen, and that's what I go to sleep to.
I might need to try that.
Yeah, Amazon. Just type in.
Oh, you can do it on YouTube.
No, Amazon's better because there's no commercials.
I don't have commercials.
Oh, that's right, because you're one of those bougie special people.
No, I don't
YouTube
fucking
Red.
love. I hate commercials. I seriously almost got Paramount Plus Prime just because I got tired of the fucking commercials. I hate commercials. I'm one of those people that people tell me about like this new product and everything. I don't know anything about it because I don't watch commercials.
Yeah, okay. Oh, speaking of Paramount Plus, I finished season 2 of Picard, and I actually enjoyed it.
Yes. Did you like the little
with Will
Riker?
Wheaton?
Oh yeah.
Will Wheaton coming in there,
Yeah.
and he's like, a long time ago, I was known as Wesley Crusher, and I'm like, fucking knew it, right? Like, the travelers have to have some kind of role here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Strange New Worlds, the new.
I've been watching that. It's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah. Rebecca Romaine does an amazing job at playing number one, because if you watched the original pilot, The Cage,
Yeah.
The Enterprise under Christopher Pike had a female first officer,
Yeah.
and they look a lot alike, and her behavior or her mannerisms and everything. She's very matter of factly. Does a very good job. I mean, I'm impressed.
What's really funny
and they didn't bastardize the Enterprise. I mean, it looks like a modern representation of the original Enterprise, which I absolutely love.
Yeah. But what's really funny is she fought tooth and nail to get the skirt uniform.
Oh yeah. I mean it's because that's what they wore in the original series.
Yeah.
Now I love the new Nurse Chapel.
Yes, that is.
That's such a cool take on it.
It's like one of those things. Is like, I don't know. Let's do this shit. It's like she's kind of like the drunk uncle.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of.
I'm getting a little bit further in Discovery. I'm past the point where they've returned back to our universe from the Terran universe.
I can't stand that one.
Yeah, and once you get past the wokeness, which the wokeness kind of wanes a little bit.
I think a lot of companies are getting away from that now.
Right, but the further, especially after you get past, I think like the 3/4 mark on the first season, the wokeness starts to wane a little bit. And I'm forcing myself to get into and finish and get caught up with Discovery because Strange New Worlds made a reference to the Discovery.
Yeah, I think it was
first episode.
The last
and
season.
I love how they tied the Enterprise series with Scott Bakula when he played Captain Archer.
Yeah.
They made several references to that in the pilot, because the ship that made first contact where number one was captured or whatever, the name of that starship is the USS Archer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then there was like another reference to Captain Archer. They physically said Captain Archer in the NX-01. They made a reference to that. And I'm like, man, that to me, that's cool, because I think that the series Enterprise, they rushed the finale.
Nobody loves that fucking finale. I mean, I like it to a point.
To a point,
some,
until they just kind of right there at the end, it was almost like they pulled an old school Dallas, right, where Bobby wakes up and like the whole fucking series was a dream. Nobody loved that. Nobody loved that at all. Right? So the fact that you were basically watching and interacting with what basically amounted to as a holodeck program being
at least they
by
came
Riker.
up front with it.
Yeah, I know, but dude, I hate that. Why do you feel the need? I mean,
well, it's like in D&D. A lot of our D&D games when we was like, "Oh, you're finding this big blah blah blah." Okay, y'all wake up. It's like it's so unfulfilling.
It's lazy.
Yeah,
it's what they. I mean, they were like, "Well, we need to end this series, but we need to give it some kind of legitimacy to make it canon." So, oh hey, we're just gonna make it a holodeck program, and Riker's been watching it the whole time.
Yeah.
No, I'm not cool with that, at all. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Jonathan Frakes. He's a great director. I love him as Will Riker, but I'm just like, eh. Now, speaking of Jonathan Frakes, season 3, they've already announced a trailer, a teaser trailer for season 3 of Picard.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting the band back together.
Really?
Yeah. Michael Dorn, Marina Sirtis, Gates McFadden, Jonathan Frakes. They're all going to be in the third final season. I think it's supposed to be the final season of Picard. And they're going on a mission together.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that Michael Dorn's going to be in it, and he's going to be reprising his role as Worf.
Yeah.
So, and I'm looking forward to watching that. I don't know. So, so Mindy sent you the music, some of the early.
Oh
music.
yeah, for the ending.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. So, I told my mom about it tonight, and
You know what's funny is someone asked me, was like, hey, what did that friend send you? Oh, it's just the music for two people doing a ceremony for a life debt. And like they looked at me and I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, he's getting married. That's the wait a minute. Okay, that makes sense now.
such a dick, dude. Okay, so
What it makes sense. What are y'all two doing? Y'all making a life debt for each other.
Oh, you okay? So
part.
You want to know what the other option was for our walkout music?
What?
Huey Lewis and the News.
Okay, I'm so glad y'all changed that.
No, see, because it was the song from Back to the Future.
Okay.
You know, and I'm like, oh, that would be great, right? Because it's just so, I mean, because like you've met us and you've seen our relationship kind of grow over the last year and a half. So it's like nothing about us has been conventional, right?
Yeah.
And then she sends me the throne room and end credits theme, right? I'm like, I'm gonna have to listen to this. So I tapped on it and listened to it. I'm sitting there going, I'm like, this is it. This is the one right here. This is going to be the one that we walk out to. And and some's just like, I'm waiting for everybody that knows what that is to be like, you know, it's going to be glorious. I can't wait. So, you know, it's just, I don't know, man.
I think everybody's gonna know what that is. They're just gonna go.
They are. We're gonna get two responses. We're gonna get three responses because there are those people out there that have just feigned complete ignorance and have never watched a single Star Wars movie, right? So you're gonna get those people. They're gonna be like, "What's this?" Then you're gonna get everybody else that knows what it is, and they're gonna break off into two groups. They're gonna be those people that are gonna be like, ugh. I mean, there's going to be a collective sigh. It's almost as if 1,000 souls cried out in pain, and then suddenly there was silence, right?
Yeah.
Let's see what I did there, people. You can't get away from it.
What was like my
hate?
Well, it was like when everybody found out my daughter's name and everything. They're like, "Oh, that's so cute and everything. That's a beautiful name." And they just was like, and then her middle name's Watson. She's like, why did you name him a guy's name? It's like Watson was a surname. It wasn't a guy's name. It was a surname. So it doesn't really fucking matter. And I'm like, oh, okay. And it's like, well, what does Mara Jade mean? I was like, oh, it's a Star Wars character. I can't believe I'm like, and then I got a couple other people that weren't even nerds. It's like, that's a beautiful name. And I was like, yeah, I got it from Star Wars. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's a fucking beautiful name.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, and then you're going to get the other group of people. And this is going to be the camp that we identify with. I mean, I can see you back there controlling the music, right? You know, put on the speakers. You know, you're going to be back there like a DJ. You're going to have one hand on the headphones. You'd be like,
I'll do it in a heartbeat.
She goes, she's like, you and all your groomsmen should like pull out lightsabers and walk down the aisle. And I'm like, no, just no. I mean, because it wouldn't work. It wouldn't match, right? I mean, the music is fine. I'm down with the music. But me, my groomsmen, which is going to consist of my three sons, we're going to be wearing jeans, white cowboy shirts, and we're all going to be wearing black cowboy hats.
Okay.
You know, it just, and I'm not going to carry some cheap fucking bullshit lightsaber. No, I want the one with the metal hilt and the LED blade, right? I want the
you want Darth Vader's?
everything. No, I don't want Darth Vader's.
Okay,
I want
never
Mace fucking Windu's. Purple motherfucker.
mind. No, because I got Darth Vader's or that lights up. It's the sci-fi one.
Well, okay, so Jake, my soon to be stepson, right? He bought the $300 one. I think it was the Darth Vader one. Or no, I think he got Gray Flex. Anyways, it doesn't matter. He bought a $300 fucking lightsaber from Disney World. Right, with the metal hilt, and you put the blade in and it lights up, and
I don't like those. Those were crap. I looked at them.
But it's specifically for display purposes.
Yeah. That's what people constantly tell me. I'm sorry. I was like, I don't know. Was I telling? No, I wasn't.
Now, bear in mind, he may or
may.
may not listen to these, and you just totally insulted what he thought was completely cool.
It is completely cool for him, but
it's just not your cup of tea.
No, it's
you want one that you can play with.
Well, I'm a swordsmith, sword master, so I like to have something I can actually use. Like the best sword I've ever touched, other than the fact that it was more or less like a rapier and it broke too damn easy, was the Blade replica sword. All of the weight was in the hilt, and you didn't feel the blade. It just moves so eloquently.
Eloquently?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I went there.
All right.
Anyways, but it was like that. It's just how I represent that type of stuff, because if I can't really grip it, it's like, people with guns and everything. If they can't grip it right, they don't buy the gun. It could be like the best gun in the whole fucking world, like tens of thousands of dollars. But if
you realize it's taken us 57 episodes to finally get in a proper nerd segment.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we usually do the nerd stuff like on What the Hell, though.
Yeah, we do, but this is nerd sports. And I'm like, okay, and I'm like, it just dawned on me. I'm like, I'm sure that we've had
we've had a couple of nerd moments at the end, because
but like we've gone full out, right?
I
mean, and I'm just like, okay. Morbius is available for rent or purchase on Amazon.
I think Jason's probably rented that. I'll probably watch that tomorrow, because I wasn't going to purchase it or anything like that.
Let me know if you feel that it's an okay.
It's probably okay to watch once, but I've gotten away from Jared Leto.
It's not so much Jared Leto. It's more of the Sony Spider-Verse, so to speak.
Well, okay. The best thing about this movie that I felt was interesting, and I can't wait to see if they actually develop it and everything, is the villain verse, I guess you would call it.
Yeah, like the
you did hear about the post credit scene, right?
No, not yet, because I've been trying to stay away from the internet, because yes, it's been over a week since Doctor Strange came out. But I mean, I've already seen a couple of spoilers, and I'm just like,
well, it would be.
I really could have gone without knowing that.
Okay, but I'm not telling you the ending or anything. But I just like the idea of what they might actually do.
Yeah,
it seemed interesting.
Yeah, and I just wish that Sony would go ahead and just like give up and sell their studios to Marvel.
Well, sell the
sell the Marvel properties
IP
back. Yeah, sell the IP back. Keep their studio, because I do want to see Sony develop. I want to see them put time and effort into actually developing the Uncharted franchise.
Yeah,
because I enjoyed that movie like immensely.
It should be interesting, and I would really like to. I don't know. It's like one of those things you really wanted to see it happening, everything like that. But in the long run of it is nowadays they're actually starting to make really good sequels.
Yeah. I mean, because Hollywood got away from that for a very long time because sequels were just popular, so they started pumping them out like kids in a welfare house.
Yeah.
So,
kids in a welfare house.
But I don't know, man. I'm gonna go take a shower because.
All right, man.
I didn't get on the road to my job site until a little bit after 11 o'clock today, and that pissed me off. Because well, I mean, I didn't get back until just before 5, and then I had to pick up Colin for baseball practice at 5:15. And so, I mean, I'm already drained from the day. I mean, I'm zapped. I'm sun zapped, and I'm out there, and it's like 90, 95 degrees, 97 degrees.
How is it supposed to be in the 50s this weekend?
Really?
Yeah, mornings are supposed to be like in the 50s, and supposed to be the top part is like in the 70s.
Bipolar ass weather, man.
I know.
But I was trying to think if I had anything. Oh, don't end the meeting after we stop recording. I got a tidbit thing for you.
Okay.
For off camera, but shit, I'm trying to think. Yeah, so the plan, her sister, and my fiance's youngest son, they're going to fly up here on the 18th, morning of the 18th. I got to go to DFW and pick them up. Then we're going to go rent them a car, and the 19th we're going to go to church because that's Father's Day. So we're going to spend Father's Day up here. And then after I take my boys home and drop them off at their mom's, then we're going to have a U-Haul already reserved and everything like that. And we're going to load it up and head south.
Cool.
And I'm going to have to start filling out change of address cards.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to start, updating all my online accounts and it's just, whew.
Big weirdness.
Yeah, well, I mean, then I'm going to come back up here the following weekend, probably Sunday the 27th, I think. Crash here at my folks' house for one night, and then pick up my boys at 8 o'clock in the morning that Monday on the 28th, and take off for Houston. I get them for 42 days consecutively during the summer now. And
nice.
So we've got some adventures planned. We'll be getting all settled in, moved in with the new digs kind of a deal. So and then I just got to I'm coming up here to get them this time, and then she's got to drive down there to the new house to pick them up just for this particular exchange. Because then after that, we've got to figure out the halfway point. And, there's a lot of moving parts involved with that. But
I wish my ex-wife would do a halfway point. Fucking pisses me off.
Well, depending on the how the parenting plan is written, that might be a court requirement.
Yeah, I know.
Because if
it's
in the paperwork, there's a little word that
she has to agree to it though, and she doesn't want to agree to it because she has friends down here that she likes to visit. Got ugly friends, but friends nonetheless. But anyways, I digress. We can go ahead and we can close it out. I'm David Dickerman.
I'm Johnny Skelton.
Patron saint of.
Oh yes, David Dickerman,
fuckery.
the patron saint of fuckery.
Yes.
I have yet to
Accept
you
it.
can't, You can't. No. It's not the acceptance. It's not the acceptance. I mean, saying it, you must accept my title. It's like me trying to.
We're going woke. We're going woke.
Let me finish, because you saying, well, you've got to accept it. It's like you're waving a rainbow flag at me, going, patron saint of fuckery is how I identify. I'm part of the alphabet gang now. And you either submit or I cancel you. It's like, the fuck out of here with that. You can't pick your own fucking nickname, dude. That's just not the way it works.
No, that's how it works in the Air Force.
All right. So we're going to put a poll on our Instagram page, our Facebook page. Do it on our Facebook page.
Yeah, we got a little bit of.
Should David be allowed to pick his own nickname? And if the overwhelming results are no, then we open it up for the listeners to pick your nickname. That is
Jesus
that's the only
Christ. I might just cancel the whole damn thing now. Because I know some of the people's actually.
Like the alphabet.
Yeah.
Game. You don't get your way. Fuck it. We're gonna cancel it.
Yeah. No, fuck it. I'll man up. I'll do it. But anyways, I'm David Dickerman.
I'm Johnny Skelton.
Thank you for watching Nerd Sports, episode 57.
Hold on.
Victory.
There we go.
There we go.